If you can hear me, just say it on the group chat so that I can go on with the lecture. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see the screen too. If you are seeing the screen, you should be seeing figma.com right now. You should be seeing figma.com right now. You should be seeing figma.com right now if you can hear me. All right. All right. So I want everyone to use their system and visit figma.com. If you have your system, use your system and visit figma.com. That after this lecture, go back to the video and watch it again. That's the beauty of this live YouTube. As we are currently online, it is also recording our session, so we can watch it also later. For those of you that will be joining later, you can always reverse the video and start watching from the beginning and so on. Now, once you get Figma, if you are new to Figma, you can always get started for free. You can always get started for free. But if you are not new, you should just log in to Figma. So while that is ongoing, I will be introducing you to UI UX. But before that, the main purpose of this course is to train learners, beginners, full introduction to how to design websites. And we're going to design the website right from the beginning. We'll be introduced to UI UX. After the UI UX, we'll go to HTML, we'll go to CSS, and we'll also go to JavaScript to develop fully fledged websites. And then after that, we'll be moving to back end. Our back end language is going to be C sharp. But before we go on with C sharp, we are going to have a short vote to choose between C sharp and Python. So anyone that we choose will be used during the course of this training. So without further ado, let us get started. Website designed. Before you have a website designed, the very first thing you should have in mind is what type of website are you designing. I'll be showing you some examples here. Like I said, the very first thing you should have in mind is what type of website are you designing. Definitely, if the website is for you, you should have a concept in mind. If the website is for your client, then your client should tell you everything about the website. I'll be showing you an example. Let's say, for instance, you are designing a website for music. Okay, so I have a website I'm designing for music here. I called it Musical.ly. So if I double click to open it now, so the very first thing is concept. You must have a concept. How do you want your website to look like? That's number one. Then another thing you want to think is, what is your brand color? it could be green, it could be yellow, it could be red. Just make sure that you are not having color riots. Your colors are not fighting each other. If you are choosing red, choose your red and maintain your red. If you are choosing blue, choose your blue and maintain your blue. Alright, so this is a website now. Looking at it, this is just the design of how the website should look like. We've not coded anything, there's no code yet. You are just designing the interface, and that is what product design or UI UX is all about. You want to design the interface, what people will see when they come online, right? When they visit your website, what is the color? What are they going to see, right? So, and mind you, your interface says a lot about your website or about your application. Your interface says a lot. Some people can, okay, let me go to Wayback Engine, Wayback Machine. Let me go to Wayback Machine. So it's loading. This is Wayback Machine, right? Like I said, your interface says a lot about your platform. It says a lot about your platform. Let me go to Facebook, facebook.com. Let me go to facebook.com and Facebook is loading. Facebook is loading. So let me go to 2006 and let me choose any date and let me choose any time and let us see how Facebook is in 2006 February 24. Look at what Facebook looks like then. Look at Facebook then. This is even better. This makes sense. This makes sense. Let me go back to another time. Let me go back to another time. This is this is Facebook in 2004, right? Now look at this Facebook in 2004. Let somebody say this is a social network. Currently, you are seeing something like this in 2023. Will you even stay? Where do you even want to go? I should go to solution or I should go to demo or tour or whatever. This is not interesting, right? This is not interesting. So people will just come and go. They will just come and go. So that's that. Let's see Twitter around the same year, twitter.com and okay, so twitter.com is loading. So looking at Twitter, this is Twitter now. Twitter today. Look, you can see this is Twitter today. So let me now go back to let's go to 2004 as well. I think they have something around 2004. Let's see what Twitter looks like in 2004. Okay, so we don't have anything for Twitter in 2004, right? So what about this? This is 2006. Let's see 2006. Okay, 2007, right? So let's see what Twitter looks like in 2007, February 2, 2007. So look at it. Look at what Twitter looked like. In fact, so let somebody be giving you this type of interface in 2023. We even be happy to visit them and start chatting or start browsing their internet or something, their website. It won't look nice, right? So that is why before when it was when you're talking about 2006, 2007, 2008. It's only one person that will do everything. UI UX HTML design backend everything concerning the website, then it is one person. But today we have managed to create more than 5 different personnel when it comes to website design and development. We've managed to create more than 5 different personnel. So we have people that are user interface designer. They are different from user experience, but today UI and UX goes hand in hand. But one person will design the user interface, or let me say one set of personnel will design user interface. In fact, user interface may be designed by 20, 30, 10, 5, depends on the extent of the software, the website. If it's a big project, you can have as much as 50 that will be designing just the user interface. And what does that mean? It only enhance their speed at which they come up with a particular product. If one person, imagine one person is designing 200 pages, for how long? But if it is just, and imagine let's say 50 people designing one page, does it make any sense? So it depends on the extent, right, of the product you are designing. If it is just some pages like 5, 10, one person can manage it. But the moment is getting to, let's say, 10 pages, 20 pages, and you are not using one, or it's not one designer that is designing the website, definitely there are a lot of things that must come in before you start designing, and it's part of UI UX. So one of it is you have to make sure that your brand is well explained. Coming from the brand color. Okay, if your color is blue, okay, look at this Musically now. You can see that the colors I have here are just around 2 colors. White is not a color. Have it at the back of your mind. White is not a color, right? White is not a color. Likewise, black is majorly not a color. The 2 colors are natural. They are just natural color, right? So any color that is not white, that is not black, like other color aside white and black. So looking at this website now, my colors is just around blue and yellow. I think I have a touch of red here. I have a touch of red here. Let me zoom it out for people to see very well. Right, I have a touch of red here. Now, what says that this red cannot be something else? It can be any other color. It can be any other color. Just make sure that you are working around same color, right? So looking at it now, I just make sure that, okay, so I still have some other reds here. Under this Bloody Samaritan, I still have red. Yewa, I still have red. Now, if you look at it very well, you see that I'm not maintaining uniformity in my color, and I purposely left it this way for training purpose. If peradventure I want to finish this product off, I'll make sure that I have uniformity. Look at this. This is Bloody Samaritan, white and yellow. Then this is bad influence. Bad influence, and I'm influencing the bad color on bad influence. That's not too cool, right? This is Ira Star. Look at the color. The color is not white. It's more of faint, or let me say turquoise, right? Look at Essence. So this shows that this is the one currently on the play line. Look at Bloody Samaritan, yellow and red. Comparing it with what I have from here, this is white and yellow, and this is white and lemon. Look at it. And this is yellow and red. It's not a good design. You make sure, okay, then another thing Okay, so this is just red because it's one title. Okay, I have this guy bad influence, two title, I mean two words, bloody Samaritan, two words. Then okay, okay, this is supposed to be a particular title entirely. Then this is Yewa. So what I'm explaining here is when you have more than one user designer, ensure that your color is well explained to them. Color brand, branding color, brand color should be well explained. So then another thing you need to do, right, is to ensure that your logo, right, is explained. Then there is what we call milestone, right? Let me go to home. Let me go to home from here. Let me go to home from here. Okay, zoom out. Okay, let me go home, file, back to files. Okay, now so that milestone, in other words, we call it story. We call it story. Do I have any story here? I want to check if I have any story here. I should have some stories. If I have any story here. So what we use story for, in a nutshell, is just to create the list of features that will be added to the UI UX designs. For instance now, okay, I think I have something around here. So what I'm trying to explain here is when the project is large, for instance, you are designing interfaces, right? You are designing 30 interfaces. So all the interface will have their separate name. That's what you want to do with story, with storyline or storyboard. That's what you want to do with storyboard. This guy is not loading very well. Back to file. Still have other file I can show you. Okay, so the storyboard, or let me create a storyboard so that you can understand what I'm saying very well. The storyboard is explaining the features that your website or your application will have. For instance, user can log in, user can register, user can play music, user can choose what type of music to play, user can add user on their music playlist, user can see what friend is listening to. So all those things are user stories, or we call it user stories. So if I come to file and I want to create new file, this is new design. I'm not creating a design. I just want to create a jam file. Coming to all file here. So if I say new Figma jam, right? So I can pick something here. It's loading. I pick a color. Then I want to add title to it. This means, so let me make it 100%. So this is zoom to 100%. So the very first one, I want to say user can visit home page. So that means somebody will be designing this home page. Then after the home page, I want to say user can register. So this is what they call user story. So after that, I want to say user can log in, user can log in, right? Then I'm going to the next one and I'm saying user can play, user can browse music. Then I want to say again, if user can browse music, user can create library. Now that is this is very important before you start designing your user interface. And what is the essence? You know, by now you should already have it at the back of your mind that you have about 5 pages. This is fourth and fifth page. So this is the fifth. We have 5 pages here. So this shows on the Figma that we have, it shows on the Figma that we are going to create 5 pages. So the very first thing you need to do is you know the number of pages you have, then you are dividing this among your user designers. Okay, so let's say the very first person will design the first 2 pages, right? The next person will design the next 2 pages. Then user can create library. Okay, user user can download user can download music. User can join party. User can create party. So this is just called user story. User story, as small as it is very, very important when you are creating a website, right? When you are creating an application. It's not necessarily compulsory to be a website. Get me right, it's not necessarily compulsory to be what? A website. It can be a web application, it can be a desktop application, it can be any type of application whatsoever. So and then you can have a connector that I'm connecting from user can visit home page to user can what? Register. So that means from the home page, user will be able to register. Then I can also connect from user can visit home page and user can log in. So I have successfully created two stories. From the home page, user can go to log in. From the home page, user can go to register. So whoever that is designing the home page should know at this point that while designing the home page, there should be a link from home to register. There should be a link from home to login. But now there's another thing. When somebody register, then the person should be able to log in, right, from the register page. Then that is, if somebody mistakenly visit a register page and that person already have an account with you, then from there user should be able to go to login page. Then user may mistakenly click on login too. From the login, user should be able to visit register page, right? User should be able to visit register page. And then another thing that user can do is that user can come from login page and go back to home page. If you look at what I have done, it is still one way. What do I mean? It's still one way because I can only come from home to login. There is no backlink to home page. So therefore, I can say then user can also go back to home page. So now it is double link back and forth, right? User can also come from register to home page. Let me see. that can also come. So the essence of this is particular section of our introduction is to let you know that before you start designing your user interface, the very first thing you need to do is to create your brand color, and if you have images, brand color images, brand logo, right? So other thing when you are designing is that you should be able to create user stories. User stories. You have, I think you have three types of users. Basically, you have admin user is a user, consumers, that is your visitors, can be either anonymous or a registered users. Anonymous or registered users. So all of them are users, right? So there is no discrimination among the users. Admin is a user, registered user is a user, anonymous is a user. So you have to create user story to enable your to enable seamless designing and synergy among your designers. So then after which you are done creating your user stories, right, then you can now go back, right, to file and create new design. So throughout for the rest of this training, I will be introducing you to the icons, to the tools, right, and the interface in general, how you can use this guy to design your UI UX, to design your product. So that is the next thing I'll be, introducing you to. Uh, we have spent 36 minutes, so the rest of the minute will be spent on how to get yourself familiar, right? How to get yourself familiar with the environment that will be used, with the environment that will be used to design your application. How to get yourself familiar with the environment that will be used to design your application, right? So you're Figma, coming to Figma. I will introduce these tools today, and then we'll continue from there tomorrow, same time. Alright, very first thing you have here is file. You can see this is F for Figma. You can see their logo there. That is file, or you call it main menu. So from there you have file. You can choose a lot of other menu. We'll be coming to menu later. You have edit, view, object, text, arrange, vector, plugins, widget, preferences, library, get desktop app, help and account. We'll be coming to that later. Now, the next thing you have is a tool called Move Tool. What do you use that for? If you are familiar with any other software, you see that this icon here, this tool here, is for you to move your file around the pages, around the screen. You can move your file. Then the next one that we have is called slicing. So we use the slicing to create area reference, right? For framing. And okay, this is a frame now. As to create frame. Then the next one you have is section. Can also create a section on your website, on your UI UX. Then the next one we have is slicing. I can slice my section. I can slice the page. The page, and I can also slice the section. So I can slice anything. So the next one we have are shapes. You have rectangle, you have line, you have arrow, ellipse, polygon, star, and you can also place image. So if I click on rectangle, I'll be showing you the properties that we have on rectangle as well. Look at this side. We have all the properties here. You have all the properties here. The first one, that is X location, that first one, that X, that first one, that X, what's the purpose? Okay, so the purpose of the X is to change the X location, is a location, X axis of your icon, that is the location of your icon, X axis, to change the X axis. I'm going to change it right away and you will see. So if I come here, this is 75. Let me decrease it to 50. You see that the location will change. Can you see? If I make it 34, I'll be overlapping the first one. Look at it. So and as I'm moving it, look at the X changing, right? Look at the X changing. So and for the Y, you are changing the Y location. So let me say the Y is 67. Look at where it is. So, but as for me, anytime I want to design my UI UX, one of the best practice I do to maintain perfect shaping and location, I put my X to 0 and I put my Y to 0. Yes, I know that this is my page. This is my page now. So from here, this location is 0 by 0. So why I'm doing that is, look at the very first angle of your website, of your screen. So this guy is 0 by 0. Where my arrow is, that's 0 0. That's the 0 location. So for the X and for the Y axis. Then the next one that you have, that is W, is the width. So naturally a website should be uh normally 1024 for the width, and for the height 720 pixel for a normal desktop. So for a normal desktop, then I can zoom out so that you can see the whole screen. Yeah. Now, the next one that I'm going to talk about, when we start designing, I'll be talking about the rest, such as fill color, talking about the rest. And the next one I'll be talking about here is line. You can use line to, you know, uh, bisect your page or any other thing. Then we have arrow, can also use arrow, right? Then we have ellipse to draw over shapes. Then we have polygon. Polygon, as you know, you should be able to say how many sides you want. This polygon is a triangle because it has 3 sides. You can have 4, right? That's cool. I can have 5, right? Which is what we call polygon. 5, right, is the polygon. 6, right, and hexagon and so on. Then you have star. Star, on the other hand, instead of sides, it has points. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 points right now. So I can make it 20. Suppose I'm designing a certificate page, right? And the sharpness, I can make it 10, right? Can make it 80, right? So to look more of a certificate page, right? So if you have had some online courses, you see that your certificate page is something like this, and they have the signatory by the both sides. Then you have place image. Suppose you want to add images to your website, I can just go to somewhere I have pictures. I don't know. I don't know if I have any picture here, but let's see if I do. More money. I have all these pictures are coming from internet. I don't understand. How did they get here? How did they manage to get here? Okay, so this guy is downloading because it's also from internet. So I'm placing the image right here. So that's how you can place image. Okay, so the next thing you have is pen tool. Pen tool is not to write but to draw some shape, right? You can use it to draw shape. You can use it to draw shape, and also you can use it to reshape objects, a particular shape you might want, right? So if you click and drag, you'll be having some circle shape, right? It will be somewhat curved, but if you just click, it will be straight. Alright, so by the time you click at the beginning, that is where you began drawing the shape, so it will make it a close object, right? So you can choose to bend it here. There are many other options anyways, but that's not where I'm going to right now. So once you are done, you click on done. Then the next one is pencil, also to draw and write or signature, some other usefulness for the pencil. Then you have text. Of course, you want to add some text to your website like login. All of them have property. So once I've written that, you can see the size here. You can improve on it, right? Then the next one I want to do is resource. Resources, you can search for component online. Maybe I want photo, you can see GPT text AI, automate text flow design for your, populate. You have a lot of resources that you can use. Then you have widgets. Widget like all those home link and all those icons, that we use on while designing. So look at this widget now. This is calendar widget. You can see this is calendar widget. So you can set your date and time, right? So instead of you to design your calendar yourself, you can just add the widget there. So that is that on that. Then we have hand. Normally, hand is to pan around the page, to move the page, to move it. No, it's different from uh pick tool. It's different from pick tool. I mean, this particular tool here is different from move tool. Move tool is moving object, while the hand is moving the whole of the pages. Look at it. And then you have what is it called? Comment. You can comment a particular design. So you can say this is page. Suppose you're having a lot of pages on the same file. So you can tell the user that this guy is home page. So you can see this is home page. So you can add another page to your design and also add another comment to that. I can say this guy is logging. So that's what you use comment for. So any other time you want to visit your design, it will be easier for you to locate a particular page. By the time you point on it, show you that this guy is login page or this guy. And another thing is when you have a lot of people managing one file, yes, you can be at different location and still be designing on the same page. So you can also use that comment to show that this is your work, while other will just ignore and not add anything to it. Then you have frames. You have frames. If I go to design and look at this guy, let's say I pick this guy now. Where is it? It's on a particular frame the other time. You have frames that you can use. Let's see proto. No, I'm not working on prototype yet. Not working on prototype yet. So you have frame in the sense that if peradventure you want to design for iPhone, you can see iPhone 14, 14 Pro. You can choose any one. Instead of you to just start dragging and dropping, you can choose um desktop. Look at this desktop now, 1440 by 1024. If I click on it now, it's going to create that frame for me. So I know that this is for desktop. So everybody visiting this guy on desktop will know they're on desktop view. And then you can go back and say you want mobile view, and you just go to phone and maybe iPhone 14 Pro Max, and this is for iPhone. You don't need to start dragging and dropping and drawing. Just go to the frame and pick the frame you want. So that will be all today on the introduction to UI UX. By tomorrow, I will share a file to all of us on the group. So once I share the file, that exact file is what we are going to design. You see how we are going to design it from the scratch to the end. Once we are able to design perfectly using Figma, then we now move to how we can code that particular design using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So if you have any question, let me know in the group once you are done watching the video.